It's the Bedtime Podcast from New Jersey.
I'm in a New Jersey state of mind.
Hey, folks. That's my Mark Maron impression.
So loud.
Hey, folks. We're in New Jersey. We are at my family's apartment. My mom and dad's apartment. And we are in an air mattress right now.
Yeah, aka our bedroom, aka the children's playroom. There's a crib.
Yeah, one of them sleeps in the crib, and yeah, we are in an air mattress right now. And let's just say it's not ideal.
It's not my favorite place to sleep in the world. I'll say that.
It's pretty terrible, but when you're home, you're uncomfortable.
That's the best thing you've ever said. That's the best thing you've ever said.
Hey, when you're home, you're uncomfortable. Olive Garden.
Anyway, since I'm not getting any sleep, I'm gonna take a nap right now. So good night.
No, but I want to talk.
Fine.
It's the Bedtime Podcast.
It's strange that like traveling for fun, like vacation, you're not uncomfortable, but going home is uncomfortable.
When you say uncomfortable, what do you mean?
Like, our sleeping situation's not very good. I don't get to eat anything I want to eat. The coffee's not strong enough. I don't have access to transportation.
Well, you're being dipped into someone else's life.
Yeah, you're like a grown-up who's forced to be a child again.
Yeah, and we've gotten so used to and comfortable to independence.
Yeah.
And now we are still independent, but under the guise of, but under the supervision of my parents.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of like, it's just not quite right. It's like you're fitting like a square nail into a circle hole.
Yeah, that's the saying. You're fitting a square nail into a circle hole. And, you're just an adult in a child's bedroom. You're in a city that you wouldn't choose to be in, you know?
Yeah.
Like, obviously I'm very lucky my parents live in a, vacation place, but it's still boring. And it's not like I would go to Palm Springs all of the time by my own choosing, but you're stuck wherever they live, And I don't have any friends there either. And you still have a lot of friends here, but they all have babies now. It's kind of just like I'm around a lot of babies,
Mm-hmm.
And that is making me very tired.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, it's coming home is hard. It's just it's uncomfortable. You're never really on your time. It's not really a vacation.
It's definitely not a vacation. I refuse to call these vacations.
No, it's definitely not a vacation. You are, and you're also spending time with your family in an unnatural way. Like when you were growing up, or if you live with your family, you don't see them as much in concentration as the way you would see someone if you live the way you would see your family if you lived apart from them. Like when we go visit our family, it's like we spend 4 straight days with them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Or we spend an entire day with them. It's a lot. It's unnatural and it's exhausting. And I'm not complaining. I'm very grateful that I have my family. We love my family. We love your family. It's all good, but it's still very exhausting.
I'm complaining. No, I'm not.
You are complaining.
I'm complaining.
You live to complain.
I live to complain. No, it's exactly what you said about the concentrated time. Like, I feel like if we lived, down the street, you'd see your nieces, 1 or 2 days a week. But then, maybe.
Probably not.
Probably not even that.
Probably every other week.
Yeah, for a couple hours.
But also, it depends. Like, my sister lives. If we lived here,
yeah,
we'd probably live in this general vicinity, or in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
and maybe we see maybe my sister lives.
Yeah, she lives kind of far away. Maybe once a month.
Yeah, once a month. Maybe we see my brothers my other niece every other week.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, we would never see them as much as we're seeing them now.
A lot of concentrated child time. And, you know, we're child free by choice. And it's long hours. All my moms out there, all my dads, all my parents. It's long hours. And you don't come out of it unscathed. I lost a chapstick yesterday to a child. She ate part of it. And that's fine because she looked really cute doing it.
The other aspect of it is when you come home, especially like in a place where like I have a lot of relatives here. I have a lot of friends here. Unlike when we go to Palm Springs, it's like just your family.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to spread ourselves out.
Yeah, we're spread thin here.
Here we're spread out. I have to see my sister. I have to see my brother. I want to see some friends. Want to see my parents. And it's like, it's overwhelming. I mean, I feel like I've gotten better at dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
When we first started coming home when we were together, I feel like I was really hard for me.
Yeah.
But I feel like now I'm like, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
You know,
yeah.
I reach out if someone's around. If it's convenient, we'll do it. But if it's not, I can't. I'll see you on the next trip.
Yeah.
Or I'll see you on the internet.
It's good to see your growth in this manner.
You know, I mean, you can definitely see that.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You know?
You were insufferable.
I mean, for me, it's like my main priority is just seeing my family, you know, and if I can see some friends, that's great. But like right now, it's like in this time of my life, those types of friends, I'm seeing them a lot of weddings. So like that, to me, I'm like, that's where I'm seeing you guys right now. You know, I don't have the time to, when I'm here, it's like a week, you know, and I really want to spend that time with my family. I want to, you know, a big worry of mine is that I'm not creating formative memories with my family anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So when I come home, I want to do things with them so that I can still create these new memories.
Yeah. I think that's beautiful.
You roll your eyes at it?
No, I just said I think that's beautiful.
You really do?
Yes.
She's about to roll her eyes.
I'm not. I think it's beautiful that he wants to make more memories with his family.
But it is, we, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot to think about. But I think for me, isolating it by priority, it's like family first, then friends helps me a lot. And also just like, yeah, it's just not possible to see all the people I want to see. And some of you I don't even want to see anymore. But if I don't want to see you anymore, I don't reach out.
Wow.
But most of the people I want to see, I reach out. Or if I can't see them, I let them know, hey, I'm coming. I'm just so you know, but I don't have time to see you.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit forward, but I'd rather that than them thinking that I don't want to see them anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be upfront about that, you know?
Yeah. I'm very honest in that I'm just like New Jersey. I'm in New Jersey. I'm not in New York City. If you want to hop over the body of water, go for it. I will not be doing that.
I do wish you were a little more flexible at that because there is a great city out there that we could go hang out in.
I know. It's just like every time I go to New York City, I get an eye infection. And so I'm only going for special occasions right now.
That's happened one time.
Yeah, but it was really bad.
It happened one time. That's not going to happen again.
So bad.
I will say, like, it's not something we can do every day because every time we go into the city, it's minimum $50.
It's $50 an hour, I would say. It's so expensive.
It is $50 just to get into the city from New Jersey, it feels like. Back and forth, you know, for both of us. Because I don't really like taking a bus anymore.
No, I'm taking the ferry.
You know, there's no train in, really. So, I mean, unless we want to take the path, but now but that's just adds more time to the commute. So I'm a ferry guy and the ferry's a little bit expensive. It's great. It's scenic. It's fun.
The ferry.
It's quick. But yeah, it's like if I do the ferry every day to come into the city, also a day in the city is very exhausting.
It's exhausting, expensive, and I get an eye infection. The 3 E's. Exhausting, expensive, eye infection. Also, my sister doesn't live there anymore, so I don't care as much.
Yeah, only my friends really live there. And it's like, if we don't have time to see them, we're not going to go into the city.
Yeah, there's no point.
And there's nothing like I need to see. I mean, I've seen most of the tourist attractions. I don't like tourist attractions. I'm not a big fan. I mean, I like museums, but like, I I don't need to go to museums while I'm here. I need to spend time with my family. My family wants to go see a museum. I'll go see a museum.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm flawed. Maybe that's the wrong way to go about coming home.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't think it's wrong.
Sometimes when people ask me what I'm doing here while I'm here, I don't really ever have much to say besides I'm going to see my family.
Yeah. Well, it's a chill time. It's supposed to be a chill experience, I think, because you are so tired. We are so tired from it's a lot of babysitting and kid time, and that is very exhausting. So for me, I like to conserve my energy.
Yeah, like Syd was saying, I have a real appreciation for parents. We spent 12 hours with my niece yesterday, and I love her to death. She's the best. But I left and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, I am so tired.
Yeah, I was tired.
I can't believe I have to do that. I can't believe having to do that again the next day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Parents are heroes. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I hung out with my hair cutter. Shout out to Sarah. We talk about her a lot. And her daughter the other day, we went to get crepes. And her daughter's amazing. It was like hanging out with one of the gals, But that's one in a million. That just doesn't happen very often. And she's not exhausting.
How old is she?
8, I think.
I mean, I think you're describing an older
person.
I think an older child is more like that. I think my nieces are still toddlers.
Yeah.
So they're very active. They really want to play, and you do have to play at their level.
Yeah. You have to play like a fucking idiot.
I mean,
you have to really dumb yourself down and play at their level.
Once they get older, you can start to find kind of mutual interests.
Yeah, and mine with this girl was crepes. So,
but it is very hard. I will say we did find a mutual interest with my niece yesterday. We watched Finding Dory,
and I found a mutual interest with her, which also was my chapstick.
Yeah, Syd. She saw Syd's chapstick and she was just obsessed.
It was Dr. Pepper. The Dr. Pepper lip smacker, which is a staple. And she ate it. So
she was eating it?
She was eating it.
Yeah, she really, really, really loved it.
It was very sweet.
And she kept putting it all over her lips.
Her face.
She put it all over her face. You also put some lip stain on her.
First I put lip stain on her, and it was so hard to put it on her because her lips are first of all, so tiny because she's a baby, and then she kept moving. So a lip stain, if you don't know what that is, it's like a marker. It doesn't come off very easily. So that gave me really bad anxiety. So I didn't do that again. I switched to the chapstick, but she kept calling it a lip stain, which was very cute. Her dad would be like, "You're wearing lipstick," and she'd be like, "It's a lip stain," which I loved. But yeah, then we switched to the chapstick, which she ate. So. It does taste good. It's sweet.
It's just funny when a child locks in on something an adult is doing, and it's just I need that.
I need that.
I have to put that on.
Yeah.
I want to look like you.
Yeah. And that was very cute.
It was very cute seeing her in the lip stain. She was so cute looking.
She was so cute, like a little clown.
Yeah.
Or popsicle mouth, But yeah, so I guess I just have to wait till they're 8 years old. Yeah,
I think when the kids get older, it becomes becomes chiller. It becomes more of a hangout than a babysit.
Yeah, it really felt like a babysit.
Because that's the other thing. It's not only physically draining, it's mentally draining because we took my niece to the science center, and I'm just so worried the whole time she's going to get kidnapped.
Oh, you think about that at all?
I think about that the entire time.
Oh, that never crosses my mind. That's funny.
I will not let her out of my sight. I am so sure there's a pedophile around and that she's going to get kidnapped.
Oh my God, that's so funny. That does not occur to me.
It's very, very exhausting.
I'd love to see the numbers on kidnapping. I feel like it's not that common.
I don't think it's that common, but I had a deep fear of being kidnapped growing up. And I told my mom that, and she goes, "Don't worry, nobody wants you that bad."
That's beautiful.
She said that only happens to kids of divorce.
Oh my God, that's really funny. And she's right.
Yeah, well, it's like it's parents trying to win one over each other.
Well, yeah, that is like, yeah, they're usually kidnapped by someone they know. So we don't have to worry about that.
But yeah, I was just, so that also adds to the stress. But when we got home last night, I was like, I'm so tired. Even today, I'm tired. I don't know how I could do this again forever.
Yeah, let's pour one out for the parents out there. That is some heroic effort.
Yeah, sound off in the comments.
You have my full support.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Did we cover it?
I think we covered it. There's something very important I want to talk about.
Yes.
How much I love airports.
Yeah.
Do you want to go?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay, so the United Terminal at LAX, Los Angeles International Airport, is not good. There's like no good food. There's a coffee bean, which is the worst coffee.
It's terrible.
Other than your parents' Keurig. And you better not cut that. And
I thought Keurig was supposed to be good.
I did too.
But the coffee's never strong.
Really watery. And I put it on the strongest and littlest you can do, and it's still watery.
Unbelievable.
After this, I think it'd be fun to go get Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay,
cool. So that's what we fly out of to come home to New Jersey is United.
That's just what we had been doing.
Yeah.
Recently. It's not what we do.
It's what we do most of the time.
It just happens to be the cheapest flight.
Okay, they don't care. But we do historically do United a lot because it's connected with Chase. So yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh, well, never mind. I'm an idiot. We fly out of United a lot, though. I'm just going to say it. We fly out of United a lot. That terminal sucks. So we go there. We're both starving. I haven't been eating meat since my food poisoning. And there's a counter burger. And we decided.
You're not making any sense.
Okay, do you want to tell the story?
There's the counter restaurant.
There's the counter restaurant, but it's not a restaurant. It's like a quick order thing.
Yeah, there's a bunch of to-go places in this terminal.
Okay, so there's a bunch of to-go places. So we decide, why don't we go to a sit-down restaurant? We were there early. We have TSA pre-check. Let's just sit down, order food.
Yeah, like those like nicer sit-down restaurants in the airport? I always look at those and think like that's such a scam.
I do too.
Like, why would you do that? Like, just get the to-go order. Keep it quick.
Keep it quick.
But I think we were like, you know what? We have a little bit more time than usual. We looked at the prices.
It was the same price as the counter.
It's the same price as the to-go, like the shitty chains. So we sat down. We sat at the bar.
And we had an incredible time.
We had a great lunch.
We had the time of our lives. I had the Beyond Burger. You had a chicken sandwich. It was phenomenal. So I'm going to say this. Go to the airport restaurants.
Yeah, don't sleep on those restaurants.
Sleep on those.
The original restaurants in the airport.
Yeah, I don't think I would go to like a Wolfgang Puck or something.
No, don't go to the chains.
No chain.
Try, if you have time, to sit down at the restaurant. We've done it a couple times before. I've never been disappointed.
We did it in Montana. I had some of the best chicken fingers of my life. We did it in Canada once. Incredible ribs. Actually, I think we ate it at Chili's. Don't sleep on the Chili's at the airports either. I'll say that.
Well, this is the thing is about the airport food. The chains, you expect them to match the standard of a chain outside the airport. They never do.
They don't.
But the original restaurants in the airport, the bar is so low because you're like, how could this restaurant be that good?
But we don't realize it's kind of hard to screw up a Beyond Burger. It's kind of hard to screw up a chicken pesto sandwich,
Unless you're trying to mimic it to be like a real counter burger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're making your own version of a chicken sandwich, it, like you said, it's hard to mess up.
Yeah. So this is a PSA.
Don't sleep on the original restaurants. I think it's called the M Grill in the United. It's called the M Grill in the United Airlines terminal in LAX. That's the spot you go to. There's also the Rock and Roll one, or the Rolling Stones one.
Oh yeah, we don't do that.
But I imagine that's pretty good too.
We should try it.
I say we try it next time.
I'm good. So the United Terminal at Newark International Airport, incredible.
It is incredible.
I'm making Noah take me to the airport early tomorrow so that I can go.
What are you going to do there?
I'm going to the World's Bazaar. There's a giant food court with international cuisines. And find it very flattering that they have a bagel place in there, giving Jews a seat at the table in the International Bazaar. And I personally can't wait to go.
Why does airport food need to be bad? I feel like there's every incentive for it to be good. Don't you think that? It should be good. Well, don't you think that it behooves the airlines to really get some good chefs in there working their stuff?
Well, I think no, because you're so desperate at an airport, you'll eat anything. So there's no incentive. But one of the best sandwiches I ever had in my life was at the Tijuana airport. One of the best tortas, I should say. So when airport food is good, you never forget it. And I think that's what's so special.
Can I say one thing about being home?
Yeah.
One of the most vindicating things about being home is that when my parents' house line rings, I don't answer it. I'm just like, I don't live here.
No.
I don't know who's calling. They got nothing to say to me.
It's none of your business, frankly.
I'm letting that go to the voicemail.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the airports.
Back to the airports. Another airport I love, Chicago O'Hare.
No, that airport sucks.
No, it doesn't. What are you talking about?
Not good.
Incredible food.
I'll tell you what's a good airport.
What?
Dallas Fort Worth.
Oh, great airport.
That's like a mall.
Airport. I think I like airports. Am I a psycho?
I think the alcoholic in you romanticizes the airport.
True. But I can't even drink in airports anymore and I still love them.
Yeah, but I think there's something about being stuck there, having nowhere to go. I'll just drink myself to death. It's subtly there.
Subtly there, yeah. But now I just eat snacks, read a book. I love it.
Yeah.
No one bothers you. You got nowhere to be. You have to be there.
Yeah, you really have to be present in an airport.
Present in an airport.
And it's nice. It's therapeutic. It's peaceful.
You have to watch your bags. You really have to know what's going on around you.
Yeah. You are really forced to be in the moment.
Yeah.
My bags are there. The Bazaar Foods is there. My flight takes off in 20 minutes.
I love it.
Anyways, speaking of drinking yourself to death, Syd recently did improv again at UCB for the first time in 7 years.
I think 6 years, I'm realizing.
Can you tell the Sleepyheads about it?
Yes. So I recently got asked to be part of a show called The Sober Show. It's the third Sunday of every month at UCB now at 7 p.m.
When's the next one?
The third Sunday of September, I think the 17th.
Cool.
And yeah, it's a bunch of sober improvisers doing improv based off of our drunk stories and the drunk stories from the audience. And it was really fun.
And to be clear, it's not like these improvisers are sober for their show. They are sober people.
Yeah, we're sober people. You have to be like in AA. You can't just be like, I don't drink for like health reasons. Yeah, you can't. You have to be troubled emotionally, mentally, alcoholically. You have to be, you have to fight every day to survive. And yeah, everybody's skin looks really good at the show.
Honestly,
you noticed that, didn't you?
I totally noticed that.
Yeah, I really noticed it.
Everyone's skin under the lights looked so good. Like everyone was glowing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Personally, I really loved to see you back out there. Mm-hmm. I think it's so special that we get to see each other put ourselves out there like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where I don't, most couples aren't comedians, obviously, so they don't get to see that. But like, I've always known that you've had this great gift of gab.
I have a great gift of gab.
And, you've, for most of the time we've been dating, you kind of put it away in a drawer.
Yeah, I haven't done improv the whole time we've been dating.
And I, remember seeing you do improv before we started dating and thinking you were so good at it.
Yeah.
So for the last 7 years, I've really had this secret craving to see you out there again.
I've had a real secret craving to see you do improv. So nerdy, but so sweet.
And it was really cool to see you be free and let go and just be so silly Also, I liked that it was cool that you were able to do it with someone other than me.
Yeah.
Because, you get to do that on this podcast. But like, I really enjoyed being an audience member. I don't know. Maybe it was like a weird kink. Maybe I was half aroused.
Yeah, Noah was sitting there with a half chub watching me.
But I really, really enjoyed seeing you out there. You were very funny, very silly, and you're a great listener and you made some really great moves and it was cool. It was also very cool to the audience. I thought got a lot out of it because, Syd may have already said this, but the audience gets to share some of their drunk stories that the improvisers then use for inspiration for their scenes. Mm-hmm. So that was cool. It was like a very communal experience. It felt like there were a lot of sober people there, not just the performers on stage.
Yeah, we had a heroin addict in the audience, former. And he told some really good stories about being afraid of needles. So he would just put it up his butt.
Yeah.
Which I think is incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, it was really, really fun. I'm happy to be back. And yeah.
Is there any, do you feel like you have any new perspective coming back to it and how you're going to do it now?
Oh, yeah. It felt so different. I mean, when I was doing improv 7 years ago, I stopped when I was 26. So my brain had just finished cooking. I was still drinking. And one thing that I've been working on in my sobriety is not to be so controlling. And I would just get so stressed out doing improv before, wanting everything to be perfect, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's fucking improv comedy. Like, it's going to be silly. It's going to be stupid. And I felt like every show was the most important thing, and it was make or breaking my career. And it was really kind of all I had. I mean, I was doing commercial work and I was writing, but I was so deep in the improv scene. My boyfriend was on a Herald team. I was on a Herald team, former boyfriend.
Really?
Yeah. And, we lived and breathed improv, and it was very unhealthy. I think I was doing like 4 shows a night for 3 years. I went to see an acupuncturist, and she told me if I kept doing that, I would die. It was giving me that much anxiety. And when I quit, it was like very sudden, a cold turkey. I wasn't doing it anymore because it had gotten so out of hand and so unhealthy, this obsession. And now it was just fun. Like, I noticed myself getting a little controlling at one point, and then I was like, who gives 2 shits?
When was that? Like, what happened?
I initiated a scene that I thought was like absolutely brilliant.
It was.
And it didn't go the way I wanted it to, which, once again, it's improv. It cannot go the way you want it to.
But it was still very funny.
It was still very funny. And we ended up finding this very silly thing, which is that I accidentally called a boner a blitzer, and we just went with that. And yeah, that's the joy of improv. It's not writing. It's not sketch. So I realized it's just for fun. This stupid show is not going to make or break my career. And it just felt really good to do sober. I think that was probably the biggest thing.
Was there any part of you that felt, because you're sober, it is, doing comedy like that is like this incredible high.
Yeah.
Like, was there any part of you that was like, this feels like the one drug I still can do?
Yeah, it definitely, when you're on stage, no, because it reminds me of working out, like, in that all you think about in the moment is the comedy or the workout, or I have yet to find something else like that.
The airport.
Oh, the airport. So my favorite things are improv, airport, and exercise.
Improv, airport, and exercise.
Yes, because you have to be present. So, no, I found a lot of things because that give me that feeling in my sobriety. Whereas the reason I drank in the first place was so that I wouldn't have to be present and I wouldn't have to be in the moment, and I could just like la-di-da go off and like ruin my life. So this feels like a very healthy way to be present and in the moment. And it was really fun. And I'm excited to be doing it with also people who are doing like a lot of work on themselves. So yeah, it felt Felt really good to be back. Very healthy.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting thing to bring up, which is on this improv team, there's this rare thing where everybody is like doing self-care work.
I don't even like calling it self-care work. I feel like self-care has become this like really stupid billion-dollar industry that I actually deeply dislike now. And like there's all this like therapy speak and, you know, people thinking doing a 10-step skincare routine is taking care of themselves when like the reality is it's not. Like that is purely for aesthetic things. You're not actually helping yourself by doing that. So we're not doing self-care work. We're doing like deep work on ourselves to be better people.
Yeah, and that's so uncommon in comedy.
Oh yeah.
Like live comedy like that, because I think you get into this habit where you're performing all the time. You don't feel like you have the time to do that kind of work. You don't feel like you have the ability to take a night off to take care of yourself. And I really think it's going to show in your guys' performance.
Yeah.
Because there's such a deep, deep place that you guys are able to go to because you've all gone to that place yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really special. I'm really excited to see you do it more.
Yeah. And I'm excited to not have any team drama.
Yeah.
Because no one's drinking. That is what causes a lot of team drama.
Yeah, it's true.
I used to have so much team drama and it was pretty much always my fault. So that's fun.
Did you like having me there in the audience?
I loved it. It was great.
Cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
I liked being there too.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to our next topic, which is I took Syd to see Oppenheimer. You guys know I already saw it. Syd, what did you think?
I had literally no idea what was going on the entire time. The time jumps, the trial, the mini trial, the why was part of it in black and white. It was so confusing. I deeply don't understand. Yeah, I gave it 2 stars on my letterbox. Follow me, Syd Steinberg. I love watching movies. Yeah, really was not into that movie.
But we're watching West Wing right now, and I feel like it's also the same case where you have no idea what's going on.
I have literally no idea what's going on the West Wing at any point in time, but I love that show.
What about Succession?
Succession, sometimes I would know, sometimes I wouldn't. Also loved it.
It's unfortunate that you're like watching all this media and 80% of you're like, no idea what's going on here, can't stop watching it.
Yeah, because I will say while Oppenheimer was happening, I was riveted. I was watching and I was like, oh, wish I knew what was happening because I am enjoying it. But I'm giving Oppenheimer low stars because I think it was confusing for no reason. Like, I think there was a better way to tell that story.
Yeah.
Without so many fucking jumps.
The way they jump is it's like, come on, like you're making this you're purposely making this difficult.
Yeah. Christopher Nolan lives to confuse the public. And I find that really annoying. Whereas Aaron Sorkin is just kind of an annoying, like, guy.
But I also think in the West Wing, they throw in every episode, there's always 1 or 2 storylines that are like very simple, very easy to follow, very human.
Yeah.
Having nothing to do with politics.
Yeah.
And then there's that story, the big juicy political story for the political junkies that are watching.
Yeah. And I may not know what's happening in the story, but I understand the emotion behind it. I also thought Oppenheimer, I was like, Jesus Christ, is every white actor I've ever seen in this movie? It was too much. It was too much. I found it. I did not really care for it.
It truly is just loaded with like every famous white actor of our time just in it.
Like Josh from Drake and Josh is in it.
Why?
Juno's best friend from Juno is in it. Jack Quaid is in it for some reason. Everyone who's ever been in a Batman movie was in it.
That Softy brother.
Yeah. Which one was that?
He played the guy, the tellers who made the hydrogen bomb, who had the accent.
Oh, What, that man looks like he is wearing too much black eyeliner. And that I had a problem with that during the movie.
Why is Josh from Drake and Josh in it?
That really, I couldn't tell you.
Wait, Juno's friend is in it?
Yeah, her best friend from the movie. She's also in that movie, like The Whackness, which is not a good movie.
I love
not a
that
good
movie.
But so is Josh from Drake and Josh. So they got to have a little reunion. The policeman from Batman is in it.
Commissioner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commissioner Gordon. Everyone and their mother is in this movie. If you're a white male actor and you weren't in Oppenheimer, you need to call your agents and fire them because they're doing something wrong. Okay? You should have been in that movie because everybody else was. Everybody else was.
But it is also like during that time period the movie takes place, like the only people in government were white.
Well, I'm also just like, okay, we all know that. What if we suspended our belief for a second? We put some black people in there, some Asian people, some women. Like, I don't see the problem with that. Who does that? What's that show?
Hollywood?
No, it's a show where it's like old timey. What they put black.
I think it's called
people
Hollywood.
in. No, they put black people in it.
I mean, I agree. Like, why can't we do that? Because it's like, it's just as jarring to see, for our generation at least, to see a bunch of white people in
I
this
find
movie.
it more jarring.
So,
I'm like, this is unrealistic.
Yeah, so why? I mean, but it is realistic because that is what would happen.
Obviously.
But it's still just as jarring. So I'm just like, why not just make it diverse? Who cares?
Yeah, put a little asterisk at the beginning and be like, we know black people wouldn't be here. We know all these women wouldn't be here and these Asian people, but like, we're doing it anyway. So just like, relax. I think that would work.
Yeah. But I give you a lot of credit for staying into these like very white heavy dramas in film and TV, even though you have no idea what's going on.
You know, I care a lot about my cognitive function, and I think watching stuff that bores you is important.
Yeah.
To make your brain work. And I don't know if that's true. Sound off in the comments. I also study French every day so that I don't get Alzheimer's, which I don't know if that works either.
I mean, you sent me an article that said it worked.
I think it's not Alzheimer's. It's dementia.
Gotcha.
That's what I meant.
Well, that's kind of like the early stages of Alzheimer's, no?
Yeah. So basically, I think boring yourself to tears is probably a good thing sometimes.
Syd has been trying to get me to learn a new language.
Mm-hmm.
I am trying. I have a lot, and she does it because she says it will prevent me from getting Alzheimer's. And when she sends this, it is overwhelming to me because I feel like I have a lot on my plate, and learning a new language seems like an incredible amount of work that I cannot handle right now.
It is. And I actually feel bad that I've sent it to you so many times because I put in such an insane amount of work into getting better at French, and I've been studying it for a long time, and I'm still like nowhere near fluency, and I put in so much work. So,
and I'm just, I'll tell you right now, that will never happen.
It's never going to happen.
I do not have any, I have a bit of interest in learning language, and I am trying to. And I do thank you for trying to help my mental health, my brain health. But I also feel like I do a lot that helps with that too.
No, I think you do, and I need to lay off. I'm being an annoying wife, and I'm also being selfish because I do really want us to live part-time in Paris, and I'm mostly just trying to get it so that he's not walking around like some kind of Joe Schmo not speaking French.
But I think I'm never going, like, if we did live in Paris, I would learn more French.
Yeah.
Probably at a quicker rate than if I did Duolingo right now.
Well, that is true because the article I sent you this morning, I only sent him a screenshot of one part. The bigger article said, the rest of the article said, you're not really going to learn anything unless you're immersed.
Yeah.
Which is how I feel right now with my progress with the language. I feel like I've gone about as far as I can. I've done all of French grammar. Like, there's nothing left for me to study. So at this point, it is just I have to go there.
Yeah. Well, I think we should move to our last segment.
I do too. Guys, we're about to be long distance.
For 10 days.
For 10 jours.
When's the last time we spent this much time apart?
Probably like last year when you visited your family or something.
No, I didn't take a trip alone last year.
Oh.
I mean, it's definitely the last time I visited my family, but I think it's almost 2 years now.
Wow.
Where I did a trip by myself.
Wow.
And how do you feel about it?
I feel fine about it right now because he's annoying me, but I do think I usually get pretty sad around like day 5 from historically is what happens.
Yeah.
I also eat really unhealthy when you're gone, so I'm hoping I cook. I think I will. I don't know. How are you feeling?
You're not annoying me, so I'll just say that. But I want to, on that note, I think it is important for people to understand that couples, even though they love each other, still are annoyed with each other.
They know that. They're not idiots. Like, they're not sitting there thinking we're in some perfect relationship where I'm never annoyed at you. You're never annoyed at me. Like,
I'm never annoyed at you.
We're normal people.
No, I'm not annoyed at you right now, but I'm gonna miss you.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. But I do think we are in a place in our life where we don't have kids. Now we don't have a dog. Rest in peace, Red. And I think absence does make the heart grow fonder, even in a relationship that you've been together for 6 years.
Yeah.
So I'm very much looking forward to running into your arms in 10 days when I'm back.
Yeah, that'll be really nice.
And fucking.
So yeah, that part's always nice.
Like whenever we come back, when we have spent a lot of time apart, like how nice is it to be with each other again?
It's really nice. Actually, on the subject of Red, though, this is the first time we'll be apart that I won't have my little sidekick, and I'm actually pretty nervous about that because I actually used to enjoy a bit when you would travel and it would just be me and her and we'd have fun, and you know, she would cuddle with me like extra when he was gone. I'm thinking about how when we first got Red, we thought it was really important to not let the dog sleep in bed with us for like training purposes. So she would in the morning just like pop her head up and like get kisses, but she wouldn't come on the bed. And then the first time Noah went out of town, I obviously let her sleep with me. And then after that, it was over. She slept in the bed with us the whole time we had her after that. And that just was making me laugh.
She was too cute not to let her be in the bed.
I'm not ready to get another dog, but I really want one. Yeah. I know I said I never wanted one again. I'm in too much pain. I obviously already want a dog.
I can't wait to come back from this trip and there's like 5 dogs in our apartment.
I was like, am I going to go get a dog? I'm not going to.
Don't do it.
I'm not going to.
We have big plans of travel.
I know. We've got big plans of travel.
But no, I'm going to miss you. And my goal for this period is I think sometimes when couples are apart, they like can fight just to fight because they miss each other. You know, like I'll call you on the phone and I'll be like, what's going on? And you won't have a lot to say to me. And I think there are some times in the past and for other couples where like that can create a fight where you're like, you think there's something wrong because you don't have a lot to say to each other. Mm-hmm. But it's like, yeah, sometimes we don't have a lot to say to each other. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Just means like you went to work and that's all you did today. Because sometimes our lives aren't very interesting.
Yeah, it's true.
So my goal is not to fight because we're bored or because we miss each other.
Yeah.
My goal is to fight because we hate each other. But anyways.
Anyway, should we end on what are we into?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you into, Noah?
What am I into this week? We already said The West Wing. I'm very much into that. I am also into, look, they're crazy, but I love them. I'm into my nieces. They're the best. And they are so silly and funny. And lately what I'm trying to do when I'm with them is, they'll say like the most ridiculous thing. Like one of my nieces just kept saying, "You're ruining my birthday." It wasn't her birthday. But she kept saying that. And then I kept saying it as like an adult. And it was just so funny to me.
She's really funny.
So just trying to see what a kid says through an adult's eyes is something I'm into. What about you?
My So my hairdresser, I gotta ask her what she wants to be called. Sarah and I and her daughter.
Her stylist.
We went to get these vegan crepes the other day, and it was called like La Jardin de la Crepe, I think. And it's a pop-up all over the city, and they're so fucking good. But I will say, my hairdresser's celiac, and she asked for gluten-free. She gets this crepe. She's eating it. She's like, I can't believe this is gluten-free. It's so good. And then the lady comes out and she's like, oh my God, I didn't give you the gluten-free crepe. And I go, oh my God. I freak out more than Sarah does. Just because as a former server, I take that very seriously, food allergies. And I was so mad at these people. And she was being so chill. She was like, it's okay. It's fine. You know, I haven't had gluten since 2004, but I'll be okay. Meanwhile, I'm freaking out. I think I scared her daughter because she goes, Mommy. After I think I scared her. We go back. Poor Sarah has to throw up at the hair salon, and her daughter and I are listening through the door. So anyway, all that to say, I really like those crepe place. I know they made a horrific mistake, but it really was a delicious crepe. I think it's called Le Jardin de la Crepe. Anyway.
Crepes and kids.
Crepes and kids.
That's what we're into this week. Anyways, guys, that's all from us from New Jersey. We will be taking a break next week because Syd and I will be apart, and I will be on vacation with my family, and you will be home, Syd.
Wait, we're not going to do a Zoom one?
Maybe.
We might do a Zoom. Stay tuned.
Yeah, who knows? Anyways, guys, we have a Patreon, an Instagram. We have all the things. Please keep writing us a review. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the $3 patrons that joined this week.
You the best.
You guys rule. And thank you guys so much. Good night.
Good night, Sleepyheads. Love ya.
It's the Bedtime Podcast.